stage and say hello. We've got the graphic up to introduce our guest today. Our guest book author is Marie Patchou, and I'm very excited to speak with her. She is a soon to be published book author, as we call them, because her book is launching on July 26th, which is basically almost 20 days away. So happy July 5th. And I'm very excited for all of you to join us. And let me just bring up the comments right now so that we are broadcasting live on YouTube and on Facebook and on LinkedIn. So as comments come up or questions, or if you'd like to join us on stage, we will let you know that as well. So let me just say welcome to you all. And I hope all of you had a great 4th of July and you're recovering as I am, with the extra cups of coffee that I had this morning, because I did have a wonderful 4th of July with my daughter as we went to Armature Works, my 20-year-old university daughter. So I'm excited that the holiday is gone now, behind us, and we're back to business here on Now Conversation. So let me go ahead and bring up our guest, and her name is Marie. And where is she? I cannot see her. So let's see if she comes up. But until then, let's talk about her book. She was just on the stream, and let me just ask her to get back on. Please join. So just like everything, just like being a new book author, when people become and do something new they've never done before, there's so many new elements to it. So just like book publishing and book promotion, and there she is. Everything's new, everything's first time. So we've got a picture of her upcoming book, Unwavering Faith, Marie Patchou. And so welcome to the show. Let's bring her on stage. Hello, good morning, Marie. Welcome to Now Conversations.
Good morning, Lisa. Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us. And I will let the audience know that you are coming to us from Maryland. And this is your debut book, as now you are becoming a published author of the book called Unwavering Faith. And before we really dig in, I'm so excited about your subtitle. And because I have read every word of your book from word one to word end, and I can truthfully say it's just remarkable and inspiring. I love the subtitle because, first of all, I love the title of the book. So let's look at that for a moment. But the title of the book, Unwavering Faith, the subtitle is A Voice of Hope in a World That Tried. We don't have quotes by it, but it really is tried to silence her. And that is a lot about what your book's about. And it is a memoir of the story of your life. And you're still, you are a young woman, but you have lived a tremendous life that people wouldn't even imagine and couldn't even imagine unless they read your book. So congratulations on bringing your story to life and soon to be released. And thanks again for joining us.
So much. Thank you so much.
Okay. Well, we talk about the show is Now Conversations. And because I'm a book publisher and we've been publishing books for starting on 9 years in September, I like to ask, questions about the publishing journey. So the first one I like to talk about is, can you tell, just tell, how did we get here? It didn't just happen a few months ago or even a year ago. How did we get here? How is it that you knew I need to write this book? How did it come together? I need to tell someone my story, everything you lived through, which only I know and readers will get to know soon. How did you get here?
Yeah, thank you so much for the question, Lisa. So I wanted to empower people who, like me, face some difficulties. I wanted people to feel strong, to know that it's never too late. No matter what life, you can turn the dark situations into the brightest ones. You can just use something meant to destroy you to achieve your goals and to go higher.
100%, right? So what was meant to harm can be turned to good, and for His glory. And we might as well, introduce that. It is the title, Unwavering Faith. Faith can be in many things, and the way you describe it in your book, it is many things, with your unbelievable resilience that you had with all of what happened to you. But you also in the book share that faith that you had. And I was thinking about you this morning, of course, thinking about the show, and I was thinking about what it took for you to go through what you went through time after time. And again, I don't want to give any spoilers here, but I'm telling everyone that you need to buy her book and read it. And there is a really big thing that happens to her, and kind of in about maybe 3/4 of the way into the book, and you think that it's all good, it's all going to be good, and then something happens again. I know we know what we're talking about, and it's unreal how what I was thinking about this morning with you is I saw you in my head, like it's like you're standing in the ocean, the water's maybe to your midsection, and it's how the sand under the feet, as the waves go in and out, it becomes less and less stable for you to stand and to hang on. And that's what you were standing in my mind, standing in waves pushing you around, and you were steadfast. And it's really incredible, that you're here today, and how you're so successful and thriving, and your daughter's thriving, and your marriage and all that. This is the good part, but people really need to understand what it's taken for you to get here. So I congratulate you on sharing that. Let's talk about one thing. I'll let you bring up one of the items, and that is, what do you think is the most unique part of your Unwavering Faith memoir story?
I think one of the most unique in my mind is my faith. That faith, just like the title, was unwavering. I remember one day a girl in prison. As I was talking with faith. She looked at me. She said, "Wow, your faith is amazing." Those were her words. Your faith is amazing. Keep it. Just keep believing like that. Because I was telling her stuff like, God can do anything. God can do anything. He has no limits. Just keep believing. And my favorite statement to my mom every day is, "Mom, God can do everything. He can proceed he can use any type of process, at any time, any way, but he doesn't want to surprise us. He doesn't want to scare us, frighten us." I always tell her that's why he will use regular ways. An example is just like if you want money, sometimes broke need to pay a bill, they are struggling, but the way God works, he will make you meet somebody who can offer you a job, the person will hire you, you will work, and all of a sudden you get paid. But I said, "Mom, the truth is he could make money appear on your nightstand, but he will not do that to scare you, because if you wake up in the morning and you see 10 on your nightstand, you will scream, you will shout." And I said, "That's the truth, but God can do that." So I was saying stuff like that to my friend in prison. That's why she said, "Wow, your faith is amazing. Like, keep believing." I don't believe like you. I don't believe that way. But I mean, I encourage you to keep believing that way. Just keep going. And so that's, for me, the most unique part of the book, about that kind of faith. For me, somebody who is 80 years old, you can have a baby. If when medicine tells you cannot have a baby anymore, God can make it happen.
That's
Somebody,
right.
yeah, cancer. And we have all of those testimonies every single day. We hear them. Nobody could help you anymore, no doctors, and then miraculously you are healed. But the truth is, at, God just thinks. He works with. He just thinks. His mind. He doesn't have to come and make it happen. If he just thinks and if he wants it, it happens. So when you think about that, it empowers you, right? It gives you power, strength. It gives you the motivation, hope to keep going. Because some people want to give up. Even my priests, I talked to several priests, and they were amazed, and they told me, yeah, clearly it's the Holy Spirit. Right now we are talking about spirit. He said, yeah, that's a spirit, the spirit of God. He's feeding you, strengthening you. That's why you have that strength. And that strength, I had to take it in meditations, in prayers, because when you don't pray, you lose that. It's just like the gas in your car. You have to go and put gas. When you put that gas, you can go. You can go. And when you stop, you cannot.
Such great words. And first of all, to start with what you ended with, that empowers you. I mean, it's the power that Jesus left us with, right? He went, he said, I'm leaving you with, the Holy Spirit. I mean, he didn't say it that way, right? But I'm leaving you with the helper. I'm leaving you with that. I mean, that is the power that he leaves us. And he's with us so that we can get through what we need to get through. And so I love that you're saying that. And the other part that you said, which is so important, is as you were talking to that person that was, in awe of your, strength of resistance and, your faith, you were, she was saying, I don't have the same as you. And, I meet many people that feel that same way. And what I think it is they haven't seen it in their own life yet. Right. They haven't experienced in their own life. I mean, that's a great thing you said, is God going to leave you a $10,000 check on your nightstand? No, but he's going to bring you someone that involves you in a $20,000 endeavor to get the money to you. And I've seen that happen over and over in my life. So there's no question, as you've seen it happen over and over in your life, the grace of God and the favor of God and how he's taken care of you. So there's zero ways that I'll ever doubt that. Right. And I don't know if I hadn't seen it. Did I have faith enough? Like he says, those that haven't seen, blessed are they that they have faith. I don't know. I can't answer that right now, but I can say that I've seen it over and over and over and over, and he continues. And then the last part, I don't want to talk so much. I want to hear from you, and everyone wants to hear from you, but I do love what you said. Your relationship with him is predicated on the prayer time that you have with him and the time that you have in the word, reading his word and letting him speak to you and you speak to him. And just like gas in the car, you have to keep that going and keep it healthy. And, just again, more testament to the women of faith that you are. So thank you for sharing that. Okay. Oh gosh, look at the time. This always flies. I want to ask you a little bit more about your book. Would you, what would you say, again, now that you will be a published author, and it's such a small percentage of people that say they want to write a book, that start to write a book, that go through a journey and they never publish. It's like 0.0 something of people in this world that actually become a published author. And now you, Marie Patchou, will be one as of July 26th. Now that you're right there and you see the finish line, what would you say is a lessons learned maybe that you've had during this process of becoming a published book author?
What I learned during the process of being a published author, I would say patience.
Good.
Again. I learned patience during all these times. Yeah. Patience, trust in God, faith. I learned that good things take time, right? Because I started writing the book a long time ago, trust me, and it wasn't ready, and we had to keep working on it. The book you have in your hands is the fruit of a lot of work.
Yes.
Nights without sleep, tears, bad memories. I had to go back, remember some horrible moments to be able to write it and have that book. So it it taught me how to place my trust in God. I always had to pray for anything in the book. It's amazing if I tell you how many times I had to pray to ask God for something, for the title, for example, for the title,
Mhm. For the title.
for yes, for the book cover, I had to pray for. So I
Yeah.
learned that during this process, and it was pretty
Well, I'm glad you brought up. I mean, a key that you said on this book is the patience part, for sure. And it's patience not just in time, which you had that because we've spent a lot of time together, and that was before you even gave the book to us, the manuscript to us. But we spent a lot of time together in the different levels of editing we do and the different editors, just as one element. But I love that even your book cover, which I just, of course, you know that I love it. I think it's completely rock star. In fact, I want to put up the large one again for a moment here. The Even that book cover did not come easy, right? So and I just love it and what it looks like and the Space Needle there, and you'll have to read the book to figure out that is, and the amazing sword and all of that. And you went to prayer on it. I'm like, okay, one of the favorite lines I like to bring up is, in the Old Testament, there's this line of, they did not consult with God, or they consulted with God. I mean, you consulted. You're like, God, what book cover should I choose? We gave you many. Sometimes I feel like we give authors too many, but we just want you to find a cover you're in love with, right? So tell a little bit about that a little bit more, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, so the book cover, thank you so much, by the way, for the tremendous job you accomplished. Those book covers were amazing, magnificent, every one of them. And they were different, they had different styles. That's what made it difficult to choose.
Right.
Oh, I worked with some people, they helped me. I asked some advice to my mom, to my friends, to my husband. It was hard. Then I had to pray. I said, Lord, just like you gave me the title of the book, please give me the cover, the right cover for this book. And I went on my knees, literally, and I started praying. And I started praying. And I don't know if I have to say it, but then I saw this cover appear in front of me.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it
He,
appeared.
he,
Yeah.
he's the God that answers prayers.
When I saw it, I knew that was the one I had to choose.
I love this cover, and it's just fantastic. And again, the patience that you had being a debut book author, that you needed, and then to trust the people that are working with you, and it is a team effort. There's no question. I mean, you're definitely, the way we look at publishing is you're definitely in the driver's seat. And we've even had these discussions where at the end of the day, we're going to give you our advice based on our experience, but it's still your decision. Especially when we talked about the book cover, it still is your decision at the end of everything. So that was fantastic that we went through that. I'd like to talk a little bit before, and then we'll come back to a little bit more of the journey. But I do want to let people know. So let me what we're doing, what in a big way, for the book release. So basically, your book release for Unwavering Faith will happen as we said on Saturday afternoon of July 26th. And we have, of course, you've got a website called unwaveringfaithbook.com. So if you go to the unwaveringfaithbook.com, you can get the specific details about the book release. You can also go to unwaveringfaithbook.com to pre-order your books. And if you'd like an autographed book, you can buy your books there on the website. You can also read more about the book, and you can connect with Marie so that you can congratulate her personally. But if you go to this website, you'll find that her release is in Maryland, Rockville, Maryland, on Saturday, and all's invited, like food and drinks, and just a celebration to begin the book release for her book. So I'm super excited. And let me go ahead and put in the banner right now. You can also click into the banner, but it is unwaveringfaithbooks.com, just like it says there on the graphic. Would you like to share, Marie? Will you have your daughter there, your husband, your family? Would you like to invite people?
Yeah, they will be there. Many friends, people from my church, and anybody is invited because, as you know, it's my birthday, July 26th, my birthday. And since it was on a Saturday, I was very happy because this happens not every year. All right.
That's right.
So this is a special year. I said July 26th, Saturday, my birthday, book release, everything.
I love it. And yes, thank you for bringing it up. So it's soon to be a happy birthday celebration in a big way. Like I said, when you do become a published book author, and it's really just the beginning, because the book then will become a Kindle. It should be a Kindle by then, and a Barnes and Noble Nook. It's available in not just paperback, but hardcover, and then it will be an audiobook. So it will be a beautiful, beautiful way that, as you said, your book is empowering. You want to empower others that go through unbelievable, unbelievable items in their life and come out on the other side. So very excited for you in that. And so we'll put that up. I'll keep up the information for the site where you can find out more information if you happen to be in the Maryland area for that coming up. I want to ask you, we have probably just time for one more question because we're getting to the end here. And also I should see, sorry, I haven't been doing my job here in monitoring. Let me see if there's any questions from from people in the streams. Okay, somehow I lost it. There it is. I want to ask you if, okay, I'll look at the comments and the questions. What I want to ask you, probably the end of this is probably the last question I can ask you would be, what now that you've written about what you've gone through and how you came to the US and all that you went through, and then now who you are, wife, mother, successful entrepreneur that you are, actually have multiple, maybe, I don't know if we should call you serial entrepreneur, but you definitely have, multiple successes here with your companies. What would you say to people that feel like you felt that they want to write a book, or people have told them you should write a book and they just have this in them, but they've not done it yet, right? They haven't started or they haven't made it happen. What could you say to encourage that potential book author?
I can tell them to encourage them that, if you feel like you want to write a book, just start. Just start, because sometimes it's just overwhelming and you can get frustrated, but just start. First page, second page. If you get discouraged, pray about it. Pray about it, keep writing, and then God will send you the right people to prosper you, propel you, to take you higher and higher. Because, now publishing company, Lisa, it was a blessing to meet you. I prayed about it, then God sent you to me. And that's amazing. That's how I see life. If somebody wants to write a book, he doesn't know where to start, let him pray about it and it will happen.
Thank you, Marie. And I feel honored and humble because I do know that God directs my steps and our steps, and that he trusts our team and me to bring glory to him through your story. I mean, who am I, right, to the King of the universe? But that's the thing we understand when we have a relation with him, is that we are his beloved and we love him, so he is just amazing. And I hope, like I know you do, that everyone has that everyone understands that in their lifetime because it's a pretty awesome thing. So it's, words don't even describe. So I thank you. And I knew we were going to be coming out of time here. So just a last bit here. Let me just remind people. So the book launch for Unwavering Faith, A Voice of Hope in a World That Tried to Silence Her. Soon to be published author Marie Patchou. It will be on July 26th, a special day in her life because it's her birthday in Maryland. If you go to the website unwaveringfaithbook.com right this minute, you'll get all the information. You can connect to find out more, and more importantly, you can pre-order her book so that you can be one of the first. I'm positive this is going to be a best-selling book. I know this is going to be an amazing audiobook and Kindle. I'm certain that it's going to be a bestseller due to the fact that I've read every word in this book and I can attest to it. It's really an incredible story. And I thank you, Marie, for sharing your story and being who you are and just continuing to inspire others. And that's what this book will do.
Thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you so much. I mean, that's so nice, and may God bless you.
Thank you. All right. Thanks to everyone watching Now Conversations. See you next Saturday.
See you.
Bye now.